One. Yeah, hitting you with the juggernaut punch. Please pardon Ace. He's like whining for attention. I'm trying to keep him from barking, so bear with me, folks. But with that being said, we are going to be hitting the Sega Saturn DRM finally being cracked after 20 years. That layer of protection that system had. I have to say, well done, Sega. But here's the thing: we are now in a place where Sega is not even the company it once was, right? So I am all for the reverse engineering and pulling, some of the info to help, emulators. Because okay, the video that Shinwar had sent to me was pretty much.
Sent that to you? Huh?
Shut up. Dang. But you know what? The details. I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description. But Sega Saturn, very old system, but very had some great titles.
One of the best.
One of the best. At one time, this was the premier system for fighting games. So you would have arcade perfect ports. And some, if you had the RAM cartridge, the 4 megabyte card, or the Action Replay Plus. You can put that in there, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom, all that. Like, it would just come out virtually perfect. They even had the Street Fighter Alpha 3 with the RAM cartridge that actually ran better than the Dreamcast. So I was like, interesting. That was like the port of ports. You even had games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That version was the first one to have Richter playable and Maria. So it was like, okay. When you hear news like this popping up, it's like, okay, that's good, because he made a good point. The optical drives they're failing. It's an old system, and it's not easy to replace the Saturn. And when you do find some on eBay, the prices are probably like sky high. So with that being said, they finally, I'm trying to get the guy's name, but. Yeah, he was showing the process. He got the system open and everything. I think this discovery is going to make it easier for emulations to be more properly handled, because I have the Saturn emulator for my PSP and for the PC, and I had it for games like Guardian Heroes.
Oh yeah.
That would be great. But. Since Shinwar sent that to me, like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, is this a good thing? Do you think Sega's going to do a cease and desist, or what?
Probably not. I believe he reverse engineered it to the point of you're able to, what did he do with the USB drive? Able to, what was it? Read and write to a USB drive. You can put the music and audio tracks on a USB drive. It was to that point where it was like, wow, this guy really went all the way in. So you could pretty much play it off a USB drive.
Wow. So it's like a data dumping to the USB drive. And now, with that, understanding how the Saturn ticks, they can do so much with this, what I mean? Because, again, the system...
Now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they could do homebrew with it, but this guy looks like he knows his stuff, man.
But why did it take so long, though? 20 years?
Lack of demand.
Lack of demand. I say lack of demand, and I think that, if it didn't have enough interest, or,
You got whacked in Japan.
Yeah, whacked in Japan. No, I'm just saying, like, if people aren't really asking for it, I don't think that, it was what it was.
He more or less explained it in the video. That thing is protected here and back. It has so much convoluted PC programming going into it that's ridiculous. It has, what is it, 3 CPUs?
Yeah, I think it was
96.
Yeah, that was 94 to 96, right? So it was pretty much the system, and this is what hurt it. It was so hard to program for. It was so complicated that its power was never really realized, because developers didn't want to invest the time to do that. You know what I mean? They did it for the PS3. Go figure with that sub architecture, but The Saturn, it was just, I don't know why they made it like not so straightforward. It was just.
I think that was due to the fact that it was supposed to be a 2D system. And
Yeah.
it eventually became a 3D system after the PlayStation 1 showed up.
Yeah,
I
true.
actually have a theory on that. Why?
Oh, welcome free play mode. We're just getting people jumping into the Royal Rumble. Yeah, go ahead,
I'm
Demisel.
playing Pokemon Go.
The reason why it was so complicated is because the Saturn was the first like dual processor console where single processor was still the norm. It was based off the Model 2 hardware, which was Sega's arcade hardware, and it was very proprietary and nobody made games on Model 2 hardware besides Sega, so nobody knew how to program for it. And that it was a 3D system, but it did 2D very, very well.
Yes, it did.
As you saw, like Sega's 3D games were very, very good outside of the first Virtua Fighter game, whereas everybody else's was really, really shitty.
Yeah, well, it was the beginning, you know.
Yeah, because nobody knew how to program for a dual processor system.
Wait. You said that was the M2?
The Model 2.
The Model 2. When Naomi came out, when?
1999.
99. Okay.
No, 98. 98.
98, yeah, it came out 98. Okay.
Yeah, that was the arcade board of the Dreamcast.
In between Model 2, you had the Model 3 hardware, which was like Virtua Fighter 3. And then you had the Naomi hardware, which it was essentially the Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast.
No,
yeah.
before Naomi, you had at the same time as Naomi, you had the Atomic Wave as well.
Oh.
No, wait. The Atomic Wave is the Dreamcast, or like a version of it.
At the same time, it's SNK and Tato's version of the Dreamcast hardware.
Wait, you sure? I thought that was Sega stuff.
No, Atomic. I thought that was with Guilty Gear and all that.
Yeah, Arc System was using it.
Yeah,
Arc
SNK, Arc System, and Tato were using Atomic Wave in their arcade stuff.
Yeah, for their later titles, because you would see like with that emulator, it cracked it and everything. You see those games in that lineup. You know, it's pretty interesting. But Demisel, a question for you: Dynamite Cop or Die Hard Arcade? Which model was that on? That was on Saturn, right?
Yeah.
All right, the arcade board. It was Model 2, right?
Yeah, Model 2.
I gotcha. But, you know, since you jumped in on this, what are your thoughts on this talented engineer finding a way to dump Saturn titles onto a USB? Because, you know, before you came, the issue is now the system is old. You know, the drives are failing. Systems aren't working anymore. Sega's not supporting it anymore. You know, so do you think this is now a good time for them to allow it? And would it be a concern of a cease and desist from Sega?
Considering the state that Sega's in right now, and you really can't say that they're making money off of Saturns because Saturn is a collectible at this point. Yeah. I don't see why Sega would do a cease and desist outside of them seriously wanting to be a dick.
Yeah, because Sega was doing stuff like that before. You know, remember Shining and a couple other that whole fiasco thing back in the day.
It's also the reason why there's not a really good Sega Saturn emulator out when there are tons of good PlayStation 1 emulators out, is because the encryption was just so hard to get around.
Yeah. But you know what? Some of the Saturn emulators were pretty stable. That's just the ones that you can actually put on your PC and just let it run the disc. And the disc didn't have that level of protection where you had to do like a hot swap or anything. You can put it into your CD drive and it will just read the files. I remember Daytona USA, Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, a couple other games. Yeah, I would just put it into the PC just to be curious. And I'm looking around and I'm like, all right, well, the files are there. Like Guardian Heroes, you can actually listen to the music tracks in the CD player. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Alex, I have a surprise for you, bro.
What's up?
Look in the Discord.
All right. And I got it set up in such a way where if it's like a web page, I can just, you know.
Get the fuck out of here.
What? Confirm the fake?
Wait, what's this?
That's a fake.
It's real.
That's fake.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
That has to be 100%.
Wait. Hold up. Let's keep it under control. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shift gears, and because the last topics are gonna be kind of hitting up on Capcom and their pricing for you know, Street Fighter V's content that
Alex,
just came
do not
out.
Scroll down if you go to that.
Oh no, Dave,
Yes.
that got debunked. That's not legit.
Okay, but I'm gonna put it in there anyway, just to talk about it. But for if anybody else wants to add to the Saturn DRM being cracked, is it a good, bad, or indifference for everybody as a whole?
I think it's good.
You know what?
It's a really good deal. It's been too long. I think Sega doesn't care.
Happy for
Yeah.
Recently, they did the whole thing with their emulated system where on PC.
Yeah.
I forgot for what game legacy collection that they had.
I can't hear anybody.
Wait, say again? Yeah, go ahead, T-Riz. Say again.
I was saying they made some legacy collection where it ran so poorly that they told people, look, just use it as an emulator and just play whatever games you want. It's fine.
Wow.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay, yeah, I would love to see that, you know, but anybody else have anything to add before we start switching to the next topic?
The Sega Saturn collectible market is gonna go way up.
All the way up.
Yeah, the disc, yo, remember how much Guardian Heroes would cost on eBay?
Like not the disc, the system. The system is gonna go way up.
Ah.
Because right now you can grab a Sega Saturn for about $50.
And that's funny.
Now.
A Sega Saturn going for $50, a powerful ass system, and then Nintendo's turning around and doing the Nintendo Mini for $60.
Yeah, I have issues with that.
But you know what? I did put that video in your free play mode Facebook page. You know, whatever, you know, you wanted to comment on that, or we can, if you do your version of the video, I'll be more than willing to come in there and you know, leave some comments there. So, New Gaming Order, we're going to go into intermission. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest. Or I'm going to hit you with the head crush. So, if you're new to our program, make sure you hit that sub and like button. And we will be back for the next YouTube segment. For those of you who are watching us live, like Blazing and a couple others in our chat, stay tuned for the Director's Cut. Peace.